So we're out here today at the Blackwater mines. You might say Blackwater, that sounds vaguely familiar, but it has nothing to do with military intelligence or anything else. This entire mountain was worked and surveyed in the 70s by ARCO in conjunction with a couple other little companies, and they're basically pulling gold out of all this material that they were finding here. As 1976 came on and SMACRA came in, and all the reclamation bonds and everything else came in, the companies apparently decided that it wasn't really worth it to keep mining out here. So these projects were shortly abandoned after that. And now what you're left with is a bunch of gold mines out here that still have a bunch of gold, still are very well documented and cover kind of the whole mountain, but nobody's out here looking at them. Well, except for Gold Rush, because yeah, we find rad, cool mines that have gold that you can work in them. Let's go take a look at what's inside. Let's go take a look at what's up top, show you the whole mountain, and then you can make your decision to come buy this mine. Let's go check it out. So we're here at the face of the mine. Very cool. I dig all this blasting. See all these drill holes here. So my assumption is probably this stuff is what they were finding gold in, all this dark iron stained. Here's a fun reenactment for you. Oh, I just bought this gold mine and I don't see no gold. I must have got screwed. I came in here and there was like supposed to be some gold bars in here. Wait, is that a gold bar? Oh, no, it's not. What I need is a geologist and a whole bunch of extra work done and some assays, and I need to spend a whole lot of money like the old guys did. Wait, did the old miners spend a lot of money on geologists and assays, and they didn't?
A lot of miners came out here on a whim and dug gold because they heard it was the gold rush. It was out in the west. And they started digging.
Whoa, hold on. So these guys found gold without a geologist out here?
Correct.
That sounds crazy.
Yep, pretty impressive.
Geologists know everything about rocks.
They're not exactly going to tell you where gold is.
What do you mean they're not going to tell me where gold is?
They know where gold historically was, just like the rest of us. But have you ever seen a geologist go, hey, I just found some new gold, it's over here?
No. So you're saying that geologists just report on what other people have already found?
Pretty much. Sorry.
Well,
I did find there's a nice little pick mark in the rock here where the miners would have obviously used their little pickaxes to break away some of the extra rock. So right up here, this is the iron stained ore that the miners would have been working to get the gold out. There's pick marks in this as well, so obviously there's something good there. Otherwise, why are other people picking at it as well?
there's gold in them there hills.
Pretty much. This is a nice hard rock mine. Like, I haven't seen any real loose rock, any soft conglomerate type areas that I'm concerned. This rock right here could have come from a few different places. It could have been blasted further back and then mucked here, or mucked further out there. The muck is the rock that does not have any good ore in it. It's basically the garbage rock, it's waste rock, and this is right here most likely came from another part of the mine, and instead of hauling it all the way out, the miners decided, you know what, this is just garbage, we're not using this drift of the mine anymore, so we're just gonna put all that muck rock in here, it's out of the way, and then we can continue on the gold ore vein. So we've come across this support, and basically what the support is doing, it's holding up the entire mountain. If I take this out, the whole mountain is gonna fall down on us right now.
Don't touch it then.
Just kidding. It's really not holding up the entire mountain. But what this is doing is, this particular piece of rock is big, and it's there kind of by itself. There's a fault here that it could fall off of. There's a fault here that it could fall off of. So the miners did not want this giant piece coming down, so they put up a little wedge here to hold this particular rock in place. No, this does not hold up the mountain. However, never touch something like that. That can be very dangerous because I don't want this rock to come down either.
These little strings are interesting. I don't exactly know what to make out of them. I'm sure a geologist could tell me. It's kind of interesting because they chase along, and you can see, like here's another one, where it almost looks like fracture points for the rock.
Oh, hello, Mr. Rat. Oh, so this is exactly what I thought it was. So there's an adit entrance up top that about 10 feet in comes down to a winze. And basically a winze is a shaft inside a mine already that sometimes accesses other portals, sometimes or other drifts and levels, but sometimes does not. In this case it does. So I walked in here and I saw that it went down about 40, 50 feet. And I also thought that this was the bottom, which it is. And then it also continues on into a drift a little bit farther back. So great airflow in here. It's like a nice, cool ocean breeze.
We're at our second Blackwater adit here. This one you can tell has gotten a little more love. There's a little more mud involved in it. These are the kinds that probably, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, you might not want to fuck with them at all. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm not going to touch a single thing, because you can see this white material, that's the same as that material. So if I touch it, there's a good chance it comes on my head. Luckily I have this handy helmet, which will never let anything fall on my head. I always like to take a little sniff, because you can usually tell if there's going to be animals. It's very rare that you run into them, but occasionally you do. Alright. So right here you got a bunch of crap, which is awesome. There's your bulkhead door, which is also pretty awesome. Interesting. So you can see this, I would usually say, oh, vagrant carpet, but I think, looking at these walls, that's actually some recoverable gold. And they were chipping in here, and they thought, let's get everything that we need in the carpet. Some dynamite boxes up there. There's a bulkhead back there, which you usually don't see bulkheads in stuff that's small like this, but it's a nice concrete bulkhead. It's kept all the water in the first 30, 40 feet of this mine. So as soon as you get past the bulkhead, everything's dry. As soon as you get before it, everything's wet and mucky and awesome. It appears that someone was either working / living here, or maybe just being a bum living here. I would assume working, because there's cool mineral in there. You can see where there'd be some gold. Just need to be smashed out. But you never know. It is California. California is infamous for stupid hippies that could live in a gold mine and be like, oh, I don't like money. I'm not a fan of money. I'm all about the nature, dude. It's fucking rad. There are some writings from Michael and Eric. So maybe Michael and Eric were the ones that worked here, or maybe they just went back into the cave and got some Brokeback Mountain shit going on, and who knows. But it's cool either way. There's good mineral. Got a bunch of video of it now, got a bunch of pictures of it, and you can see it on the website.
The Blackwater mines were part of the historic Blackwater prospects that were known for producing massive amounts of gold. The prospects were staked in 1984 by Westmont. In 1988, the claims were leased to the Homestake Mining Company. Today, the Blackwater consists of 2 shafts and 2 adits. The mine cuts are clean and stable, but the lowest shaft is mostly collapsed. Due to its location, this claim can be worked all winter long, and access is good with a 4-wheel drive vehicle. There are no resources on the claim, so the new claimant should plan to pack all required food, water, and supplies.